Metal Church right here on your classic metal show, sounding as strong as they ever were, featuring Mike Howe on lead vocal there with No Tomorrow. Love me some Metal Church.
Never a bad time for the church, is there?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I dig those guys a lot. I'm glad they're out there just doing what they do and still putting out really quality stuff.
Yeah, let's hope they continue.
Yeah, that since Mike has been back, they put out 3 records already, right?
Yeah, well, they put out 2 and like the
lost song,
lost tracks or whatever that shit was.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, but and didn't they put out a live thing too? I think so. Actually, 4.
Yeah. So and the thing is I've seen Metal Church since Mike has been back. I've seen them, I think, at least 4 times.
Okay.
And every time I go, Mike and Steve Unger and of course Kurt Vanderhoof, they couldn't be nicer.
Oh, they're great. They're great guys.
I mean, every time I see them, they're always very friendly and, hey, good to see you again. Nice. Thanks for coming out. They're always just very, very humble.
Yeah, they're good dudes, man. I like those guys. I really enjoyed hanging with them when we did the takeover show.
Yeah, that story alone just makes me laugh.
Yeah, all of us sitting around what amounted to a school kid desk with a microphone on a swivel, turning the microphone all around to each person as they wanted to talk.
Talking Metal style.
It was fresh out of 2002 Talking Metal. It really was.
Yeah.
But it was fun.
It was Landis style.
Yeah, it really was.
That whole I came across that show that we did with that goofball over there in Fort Wayne that was doing that interview with Great White.
Okay, yeah.
On public access TV and only had the one mic, and they were like passing the mic down the line.
Yeah.
Then he had those piggy women doing the interviews too.
Right.
It's just so bad.
It was not good.
Ugh. It just amazes me, between you and I, and I'm going to blow our own horn here, but between you and I, what we do, we won't do it unless we can get it as excellent as it can possibly be with whatever resource we have.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We won't put out anything. In fact, we attempted to do this video thing like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't up to our standard. And we were just like, we're not going to do this until we can do it right.
Yeah, we didn't like it. It didn't look right. And
there was a lot of latency. The video was not good. The audio was kind of dodgy at best.
Yeah.
So we just said, yeah, we're not doing this until we can do it at the peak.
Yeah. The way we want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And thankfully we've been able to figure it out.
Well, you have anyway. I had very little to do with any of that.
Oh, look, anything that happens on, I have the same discussion with Matt. Anything that happens on the Classic Metal Show is the Classic Metal Show. It's not me. It's not you. Anything that happens on Aftershocks, it's not me. It's not Matt. Everything is a fucking collective. Because believe me, if you take a piece of the collective away, it fucks the whole goddamn.
Oh, yeah, we do know that. We do know that it does take the pieces to make it what it is.
The techie side. Well, I'm a tech, so naturally that fits. But the show would be different if if you weren't. Look, if you didn't have the equipment knowledge and B, the patience, there'd be no fucking show.
That part is true.
There would be no show. This show, any of you that have been listening for the last decade would never have heard my voice. Never. Because, and Neeley will tell you, but I'll tell you straight up and I'll be deadly honest. When we have audio problems, I give it about 31 seconds before I'm like, fuck it. I'm done.
I'm shit-canning the whole show.
Yeah. And we had those back in the early days. I was like, Neely'd be like, we would say something and it'd be like, and he'd be like, reconnect. And I would reconnect one time. It'd be the same way. And he'd be like, all right, well, let's tweak the fucking board. I was like, nope, fuck this, out. we're done. And it'd be like 7:30, like an hour and a half before showtime. And I just didn't want nothing to do with it.
Yeah, just no patience for it.
Yeah. But that, that's your piece of it.
Yeah.
And to say that that's just because I've brought tech to the show, that doesn't mean that you haven't brought stuff to the show.
Oh, I know what I've brought to the show. I'm just talking about recent contributions is what I'm trying to say. I mean, obviously you have a nice audio rack over there that you didn't have before, and now you got a nice new board, which I need to come over there and hook that up for you.
I almost pulled it out this week and was just going to set it up.
Well, there's a little more to it than what you're thinking, but
well, I haven't looked at it yet to know, but
I think it would work better for you because it's got the faders on it.
Yeah, this whole turning knobs and
you don't have to do that. That's why I bought that board specifically for that reason, because I had every intention of giving it to you. Plus, it's a USB board.
Yeah, and I like that.
It'll plug right into your whatever computer you're working with over there.
Hey, I'm working with the supercomputer, baby.
Mm-hmm.
And this thing has 14 USB ports.
Yeah, so I'm gonna make a trip over there. I got to visit with my dad. I mean, he's getting up there in years, and the holidays are coming, and so I'll make the trip over there and come over there one afternoon, and we'll knock back a few adult beverages maybe, and I'll hook your board up and get you up and running.
Yeah, that'll be good. I could certainly use some adult beverages too. I have not had a single adult beverage since I saw you.
Really?
Yeah, it's the last time I had a drink.
Wow, good for you.
It's not like I'm trying to quit drinking or anything. It's just, I have a weird rule about drinking alone. I just don't do it because I know my alcoholic personality will, if I get myself into the habit of doing that, I'll start day drinking and I'll start work drinking again. And you remember, dude, when I was going through the divorce, I was doing that all the time.
See, I guess, again, I can only have appreciation for people who understand what their weakness is to where they can avoid it.
Yeah.
But me, I do like a cocktail or two, but not to the point to where it's excessive. So, for me to come home after work and have a cocktail is no big deal.
See?
Because that's where it ends. That's it, or if I go out to dinner and I have some wine or something, that's where it ends. That's it. I mean, I've been out with Sal and obviously with you and a couple other people who know me, and it's just like, yeah, I'm not an excessive guy. I just, I'd like to have a cocktail or two and then I can cut it off.
And me, once they start, they ain't stopping until we run out. That's all. Dude, think about it. Anytime we go, I go. Look at the Lost show.
Yeah.
40 fucking drinks later, I was still trying to drink.
Yeah.
I was fucked up so bad I don't remember half the goddamn night. I was still drinking.
Well, you were pretty when not long after your divorce when you came here.
Oh yeah.
You retched all night.
Yeah. I still think that was more because of sugar than alcohol, but
but regardless of that, you retched all night.
But it was that again, it was that no filter. What's her name? Jenna brought out that tray of
Jello shots.
Jello shots. You had what? One.
I had maybe two or three, but then we went to dinner.
But you had two or three. Steve might have had two.
Yeah.
Jenna might have had two. And I had the whole rest of the fucking tray.
Yeah.
I had the other 25. And drinks. We were drinking what? Vodka, cranberry, or screwdrivers or something.
Cranberry and screwdrivers.
Yeah. And I'm mixing everything together. Then we went out to drink and we're drinking more. I was bombed. And it happens with me. That's, I know my weakness. And, I just remember the mailman used to make fun of me. He used to, when I was going through my divorce, my mailman used to come by and he'd be like, "Oh, you had another party again this weekend, huh? You must be glad you're getting divorced, right?" I knew the mailman a little bit, and he was always like, "You had another party," and it really wasn't having that many parties. It was just back then we had the little recycle bins that you just set on the ground, and it was always full with 6, 7, 8 bottles of vodka. because I was drinking like a fifth a day because I was day drinking. Dude, that was such a bizarre time. I'm doing yoga. I'd be doing yoga, and then I would finish, and then I would be going for my healthy breakfast of egg whites with peppers and then orange juice. And then the orange juice slowly became vodka and orange juice.
Well, and, yeah, it's screwdrivers.
Yeah, and then it just was like, okay, well, I'm drinking now. It's already 9:30. Fuck it. Let's go for the whole day. Let's just drink another fifth today. Dude, I drank a ton during that time.
Well,
it's amazing I didn't die.
Yeah, people go through things, but at least you were able to pull yourself out of it,
Yeah. Well, the way I was able to pull myself, I don't, for the most part, I do not, very rarely will I be sitting here by myself and have a drink. And dude, even think about when we used to do the show. When we used to do the show and I was drinking, I would be fucked up by 2:00 in the morning every single time because I'd start drink, we'd start the show at 9, but that didn't mean I started drinking at 9.
Yeah, well, there were many times where you said I started drinking at 4:00 this afternoon.
Yeah, I would just crack the mic at 9:15, but I was already fucked.
Yeah.
I would just keep right on going until the end of the show. And, luckily I'm not a slur guy, so it wasn't as obvious, but I can listen to those old segments and I can tell right away. Yeah, I'm fucked. But
you weren't fucked. You were loose, man. You were
just my ass. And it's funny because for all that time I thought I was doing so much better radio.
Yeah.
When I was just uninhibited because I was drunk, and now I listen back to it, I'm like, man, I was so slow.
You were slow and hammered.
Yeah, where now I'm a lot more razor fast with comebacks and stuff, which is why now it's the hand job cup with the coffee in it for till midnight and then water for the rest of the show.
Yeah,
I don't even keep beer here, and ever since my son came here and drank all of my alcohol, the only thing that I have in the house is that bottle of Redbreast. That Tom Brennan sent me.
Yeah. You got the crystal glasses and the whiskey.
Yeah. Which is great. But how long ago was that I opened the Redbreast?
That's been like 6 or 7 months.
Yeah. And I'm like, I haven't had another glass even of that. I'm not drinking unless, now 2 weeks from now when I go see Landau, yeah, I'm going to get all fucking.
Yeah. And it's your birthday this week.
And Tuesday or Wednesday, whenever Kelly and I get together, I'm absolutely going to drink a case of beer and fucking smoke it till my lungs seize. But that's because I know myself,
Well, again, here the thing is I'm going to use a Dirty Harry phrase here. A man has got to know his limitations, so you kind of understand that. At least you can, get a handle on it when you want to.
Yeah, at least a handle, if not a gallon.
Exactly.
Yeah, but. So, dude, I actually have stuff to talk about tonight, believe it or not.
All right. I'm happy for that. I always got, topics, not planned, but just, and I gotta do a shout out here.
All right, go ahead.
Our fans are a few of them anyway.
Mm-hmm.
They're really, really diligent about sending in stories. They kind of know what it is that we'll cover or talk about, or interesting enough for us to make something out of it.
Sure.
And for whatever reason, I don't know why, because the stories that we cover on the show are things that anybody and everybody who has internet could read on their own.
Sure.
But for whatever reason, they want us to break it down and analyze it. And we do. And I think we do a really good job at doing that, because we don't just swallow it like tripe. We will break it down and, tell it like it is. And I think that's what the appeal is, that people like to hear from us.
Right.
But, the people that I got to give shout outs to are our good friend, Mark Miller, He's always sending
God.
in a ton of shit. Mark Valdez, he sends in some stuff. Um, let's see who else. I don't want to miss anybody. Our good friend Ozzy Ace,
Oh,
he sends stuff in.
Mark Miller. I don't think he does anything. I think he's our assistant producer.
He is. He really
That
is.
fucking guy. I mean, this is not even a lie. And I'll salute Mark as well, because I don't check that mail, but maybe once or twice a day
Right.
or a week rather. And I'll look in there and there'll be 43. And I'm not even kidding when I say 43, like to say exaggerate big number. I'm talking literally there will be 43 stories in the week from Mark Miller.
Right.
This guy sends story after story after story.
Yes, absolutely.
He's amazing.
Matt Barth, he sends in a ton of shit.
Yeah.
You know, all these people contribute to the show, and I appreciate it. I find a lot of stuff on my own, obviously.
Sure.
But, you know, sometimes I pick and choose through some of the stuff that they email in, and I look at it and go, oh, yeah, I didn't see that before. But, you know, I'll pick and choose some of their stuff. Brian Bauman, he sends
That's
in
another guy that sends in a shit ton of them.
he sends in a shit ton of stuff. John Phillips sends in a bunch of stuff. You know, these people participate. They kind of get what we do. They kind of understand what the flashpoint is,
Right.
with stories, as it were.
Right.
And, you know, I will, and a lot of the time, and the interesting thing is that most of the time, I will have seen exactly the same thing that they saw, but they'll submit it and I'll go, oh, okay, yeah, I was gonna put that on the list, but here it is already, so I don't have to do it. So thanks for doing my work for me.
Yeah, exactly.
They're my assistant interns without even knowing it.
Right.
So getting back to what you were saying,
Well,
what do you?
I have a potential new segment that I want to try out before I put Wheezy or myself or somebody into bumper mode to make a bumper for it.
Okay.
And this comes out of something we talked about, I think 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
Do you remember when we brought up Quora and you didn't know what Quora was? Quora.
Oh, yeah. You mentioned that. Yeah, I didn't know what it was. And yeah, you explained it a little bit on the show, but I still not really hip to it. But anyway, go ahead.
Well, I want to start a segment based on Quora because I think it is just an absolute source of potentially great material for the CMS.
Okay.
And I'm going to try and present that this week with the Quora story of the week.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
And for those that don't know, the official definition of Quora from the ultra right-leaning publication Wikipedia is Quora is an American question and answer website where questions are asked, answered, followed, and edited by internet users, either factually or in the form of opinions.
Yeah, it's almost like a Wikipedia, sort of.
Yeah, sort of. It's like a complainopedia is really what it is.
Oh, but it's the same concept that the internet people can jump in there and edit and add and, you know, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Well, this literally, you're going to laugh when you hear this question. I have somehow, and I don't remember doing it, but I probably did. I'm subscribed to Quora sending me like a weekly newsletter with the top, like they send me like the top 5 Quora questions they think that I'll have interest in.
Okay.
I don't know what they base that on or anything, but I am like, okay, cool. And I read it every once in a while and I'll look at it and it's like, it's funny. So I found this one. It was suggested to me by Quora, so they clearly know who I am and what I'm moved by. So this Quora post, the question is, how many blowjobs can one give in a day?
Wow. Okay.
Now, this is what their corporate company submitted to me.
All right. I guess I have to understand what it is that you've interacted with the site
I don't
where they
know.
believe to where they believe that subject is relevant to something you would enjoy knowing about.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, who knows? I mean, I interact with a lot of shit, but I can't imagine that I ever somehow even wondered to myself, how many blowjobs can one give in a day? Now, when you go to the page of how many blowjobs can one give in a day, the first thing you notice is, well, there's 12 answers to this. 12 people have answered this, and we'll go through some of the answers because they're a
Oh,
lot of fun.
okay.
But before I read the answers to that question, let me tell you some of the other related questions that are similar to this question.
All right.
Now, how many related questions would you think a website would have that is not a porn site to how many blowjobs can one give in a day?
Wow. So similar subject material, is that what you're trying to say here?
Yes.
Okay.
And I actually think this is limited because it comes out to a nice even number.
Oh, okay.
So I think there's probably more, but these are the top XX number. How many do you think they have available as suggestions?
25,
Not quite that many.
20,
They have 10.
10. Okay. Top 10 then.
The top 10 related to how many blowjobs can one give in a day. Number one, how many loads of semen have you swallowed in one day?
Really? How many loads have you
Okay,
swallowed?
yeah, in one day.
Okay.
Number two, do women enjoy giving blowjobs, fellatio, performing oral sex on a penis?
As opposed to what?
I don't know.
I mean,
A horse? I don't know. It'd still be a horse penis.
well, it's a
Yeah.
penis, nevertheless. Okay.
Yeah. Number three, how old were you when you gave your first blowjob?
Wow.
Number four, what were your best blowjob experiences? Now, again, this is a corporate-ish type of a site.
Okay. Well, yeah, again, obviously they don't really have a lot of subject censorship.
No, they really don't.
Okay.
Number five, did anyone give or get a blowjob when they were in high school?
Hmm.
What kind of pervy guy's asking that question?
Okay.
Which one of you girls gave a blowjob in high school? Are you still in high school?
Right.
Next question. How old were you when you first had oral sex for the first time? And did you swallow?
Well, that question alone just more or less says that that's obviously directed at someone who sucks a dick,
Yeah, exactly.
because you can give oral sex to a woman.
Yeah, but they don't want that information.
I gotcha. Okay.
Next, what is it like to get a good blowjob for the first time? Next, have you given blowjobs to multiple guys at the same time?
At the same time.
Yeah, that's a big mouth. That's Julia Roberts. That's a big old mouth.
Big joker mouth, as you put it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Next, how did it feel to give your first blowjob?
All right.
Last but not least, can you share your blowjob experience?
All right.
So now here's the question, and here's where the game is going to get fun. Do you want to A, choose one of these selections of related questions, which I have not monitored, or B, would you like to stay on behind curtain number one of how many blowjobs can one give in a day for the answers?
Well, I think that we could probably branch out at any time we feel like it.
Sure.
So I think we should just go. I don't know how you would even answer a question of how many blowjobs can you give in a day.
All right.
How do you even gauge something like that?
All right, well, we have 12 possible answers.
All right. I'm very interested, because it's like, is is there like a max? And it's just like, all right, well, you've met your max, so you got to stop now.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out, won't we? So here's the first answer from conveniently anonymous.
Of course.
May I ask why your question is about how many instead of how long? I have no idea, but I do know that as a receiver, quality is better than quantity.
No, I'm going to probably agree with that.
There you go. I met an attractive woman. We had dinner, flirted, talked about sex, etc. She came on very strong, but I didn't believe she was serious. I'd been played before and was being cautious, but she was persistent, so I finally decided to see if she was 100% serious or just messing with me. I asked her to tell me exactly what she craved the most. Her playful giggling stopped and her voice got kind of sultry, and she said, "Giving head."
Really?
It's a hell of a first date.
I guess. Do you have her number?
Yeah, no shit.
Okay.
Could still be BS. So I said, okay, tell me on a scale of 1 to 10 just how important it is for you to give. She cut me right off. 15 was her reply before I could finish my question. She was clearly not teasing, and I was about to learn that this woman had fierce desire and stamina. This guy wrote a fucking book.
Yeah, I guess he chronicled his experience.
He really did.
He did.
She was not concerned with how many times she could give head in a day, but how long she could make it last. She wouldn't bring me off in one big bang. She liked to bring me to the edge over and over and over, where she would give me just enough of a release to keep me from getting blue balls. She would do this for hours until I had absolutely nothing left. Hours.
Come on. I mean, once a girl is after you for about 10 to 15 minutes,
yeah,
that's about hours.
Yeah. And more to the point here, as far as I'm concerned, she would give me enough of a release to keep me from getting blue. What does that mean? Maybe it's just me and I'm fucking awful at this or something, but once I start going, it's all coming.
You can't stop it.
Yeah, you don't get like half of a squirt and that's it.
Yeah.
Once you get to that point, it's fucking.
I mean, you can't just come a little.
No,
it doesn't work that way. It's just like once it starts, there's no stopping it.
Yeah, once it starts, there's fucking 10 or 15 squirts all over her back or tits or face or up in her or whatever. You know, but it is not, I let go a little bit, so now I'm good for a while.
Yeah.
Fuck is that?
This doesn't sound right there.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Have you ever had a girl give you blowjob for hours? After 15 minutes, they're going, "Are you almost close? Because my jaw is hurting."
Yeah, exactly. That is what you end up hearing.
That's what you hear. My jaw is hurting.
Yeah. Can you hurry up?
How much longer? Can I just use my hand? My jaw is hurting.
No, you can't. Get back down there.
Yeah. But that's literally what you hear after
of course.
minutes.
Mm-hmm. Not this guy. He just laid there and let her lovingly suck his cock for hours.
Hours. Okay.
Let out half a squirt here and there.
Please.
This guy never got his dick sucked in his life.
All right, go ahead.
She preferred the long BJ, but would sometimes go for repeat performances. We started out on a night drive to New Orleans once and hadn't been on the road for more than 30 minutes. We were having a casual conversation when she calmly, this guy, his writing is fucking shit.
Yeah, most people are.
We were having a casual conversation when she calmly told me to lean my seat back. She gave head for the next 4 hours, stopping only after each orgasm.
Stop it.
Straighten up and relax for a few minutes before starting over again.
4 hours?
4 hours in the car. She finished number 4 before we stopped to get a room for the night. We checked in and took a shower, and as soon as we reached the bed, she went for number 5, but once again, I had reached my limit, not hers. I was spent. I have no idea how many she would have given, but 4 wasn't enough. We dated for a couple of months and only had vaginal sex twice. Everything else was straight up oral, but I didn't complain.
Yeah, why would you if that was true?
You would if it was true. First of all, even if that was true, you'd complain. If you got your dick sucked 4 fucking times in a day and then didn't have regular sex anywhere in there, you'd be fucking annoyed. You wouldn't be annoyed by that?
Well, again, if you're being drained out 4 times in a day,
yeah,
would you even have any desire for vaginal sex?
Maybe not that day, but the next day when she goes to start sucking your cock again, you'd be like, bend it over, babe.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you?
I don't know, but this just seems very far-fetched.
Yeah,
I can't even imagine hours. Please, come on.
Incredible woman out of the bed as well. I should have married her.
Okay. That's where it would have ended right there, pal.
Exactly. Yeah. Then you would have been getting no blowjobs.
Yeah, you would get nothing.
Then you'd be getting an alimony payment.
No shit. Somehow I don't believe that story.
No?
No.
Well, maybe this answer will be better.
Okay.
This is from Ebo Hurst, former research engineer, by guy. Sorry, not by gay. By guy. So
he's a bi guy?
He's a bi guy.
As in he likes both cock and vag?
Apparently so.
Okay, he's a bi guy.
Yeah. Well, he likes the question.
Okay.
A really good question, but I don't think a definite number can be determined due to circumstances. I'm a guy who loves this once taboo practice on both sides of the equation and have had lots of experience from age 12 on. Once while in college, the frats held a mixed bonfire beach party with tons of booze, lots of beer, and lots of nearly naked guys and girls in swimsuits.
So beer isn't booze?
Apparently not.
Okay.
There's booze and there's beer.
All right.
Being bi, I had no trouble getting aroused by both, and everyone knew it didn't take much to get me going. One brother invited me away from the firelight, explaining he needed to get off so he could last longer with the sweet trick when he got her into the sand dunes.
So he wanted some dude to blow him
Apparently
so he could go bang a chick?
Yeah, he wanted this guy to suck him off so that he could go and bang the chick for longer.
Yeah. All right, go ahead.
It's realistic.
Yeah, okay.
It happens all the time.
Right, sure.
You never had somebody approach you to suck their dick so they could fuck a chick?
No.
Dude, happens all the time.
Sure it does.
I had blown him many times before in the showers of the dorm, so no problem. Some distance away, I dropped to my knees in the warm sand, opened my mouth, pulled down his Speedo, and began to feel his stiffened cock in my mouth.
Ugh.
The seawater taste, the feel of his pubic hair as it touched my nose, his hands on the back of my head as he drove his cock in and out. And indeed, all of the sensory pleasures of being mouth fucked. I'm probably less than 3 minutes, he began to quiver and blew a nice sweet load in my mouth and down my throat. I let his dick linger until partially soft, and out it came, clean as a whistle and ready for another conquest later in the dunes with a sweet pussy.
Yuck.
When I looked around in the very dark sea night, I saw several, maybe 3 other frat brothers taking in the scene, though I could not tell who they were. I remained on my knees with super hard on, which I stroked lightly. A second male approached me, naked this time, hard on, ready to go. I took it eagerly and again held hands on the back of my head, tasted the sea on his cock, felt the large head of his cock slide past my lips and begin thrusting. Again, in what seemed no time, he began to shiver a bit, and then the pulsing gush of delicious semen filled my mouth and down my throat.
Wow.
Again, as I always do, I let his cock rest in my mouth as it softened, so he could withdraw cleanly.
Well, this guy was a real cum dumpster.
He's a fucking he's terrible.
He's a cum dumpster. That's what he is.
My own dick now felt like it would burst. It was so hard. Within seconds, another cock with another horny, naked frat brother and another load from my now eager and increasingly sensitive mouth to devour.
So this whole fraternity, these are all gay dudes?
Apparently so, or just
seriously, no, regardless of how horny you've ever been in your life, would you let a guy suck your dick?
No,
of course not.
Again, as we said last week, maybe for $100 million.
Yeah, of course. But this guy is kneeling in the sand on the beach, and he's just got his mouth open and just accepting all cocks.
And guys are just lining up to stick their dick in his face.
It's like, what dude? What normal dude would go over and go, man, that guy's giving blowjobs. Everybody line up.
Holy shit. Over there's where you get the head.
Yeah. He's a dude, but man.
Pull out your dicks and get stroking. There's the blowjob guy.
That's bizarre.
Sheer ecstasy if you love cock. I stopped counting. Wait, I hadn't even read this part. This sounds great. I stopped counting at 12.
12?
In a row.
Come on. How many dudes? See, who are these guys? Who are these guys lining up to get their dick sucked from another dude?
That's just 12 frat brothers.
Yeah, sure.
12 frat brothers hanging out, doing a little grab ass, getting their dick sucked by another frat brother.
Hanging out, literally.
Yeah. Just lots of booze, beer, get their dick sucked by their buddy. Dude, you act like that's uncommon.
Somehow I just think this is just some guy's fantasy. This is not a real story.
Well, I think it happened.
Yeah, sure.
Let me start again here. I stopped counting at 12, and it went on and on from there until the dim starlight. I was now naked myself and had come several times. Someone gave me a cold beer. Though tired with, I assume, swollen lips and light bruising from being fucked repeatedly, I remained for more if they came. I slept naked on the beach that night and found my tea and swimsuit in the early morning light. As I mentioned, it had been a mixed frat party, guys and girls from all the houses, so I don't really know who was who. Since after consuming a few beers, I disappeared into the dunes. However, back in class the following week, a beautiful classmate coyly said she had heard I had a terrific time at the beach that weekend. Though I have frequently blown 3 or 4 guys at a party, the beach party is the only marathon in my experience.
You know what you call this guy when he has a runny nose?
What?
Full.
Fag.
Full.
Full. You want another one? Or
well, obviously that story that's not a true story. I can't imagine, just a bunch of dudes, 12, 14, 18 dudes just lining up going, suck me next, suck me next.
It happens all the time.
Yeah, sure it does.
At
Please.
every party I've ever been, there's been guys in the corner just sucking fucking 8, 9 dicks
Yeah, sure.
all the time.
Yeah.
All right, so you're saying fake on that one, huh?
Yeah, I am. I'm thinking this is some guy's twisted fantasy.
All right, well, let's try John Donaldson and see if he's
Okay.
real or not. His tagline, where this guy's tagline was former research engineer by guy, this guy's tagline is just enjoy sucking men's penises.
Well, see, here it is. This subject was, I'm thinking, may have been directed toward women.
I think so too.
But all you get are gay guys who want to suck men's dicks.
Exactly.
So there you go. The perversion factor just finds these nooks and crannies on the internet and just talks about their perversion for sucking men.
Oh, this is why Quora is such a great site, dude.
Yeah, of course it is. But here it is. You don't have women, supposedly women, because obviously the internet is very anonymous, telling their blowjob stories. All you got are faggots going, man, I sucked a lot of dicks and I was happy about that.
Well, maybe this guy's got a legit story where that last guy wasn't real.
All right.
All right, let's try John Donaldson. All right,
John.
All right, here's John's story. I was a naughty boy quite a few years back. I was really horny one day. I screwed a girlfriend in the morning. Then by the afternoon, I met a suck buddy and we both blew each other.
Suck buddy?
A suck buddy.
So this guy was supposedly banging out a chick in the morning and then he was getting sucked off by another dude in the afternoon.
He hooked up with his suck buddy for a little mutual head.
Okay.
Come on, this happened.
Sure it did.
In the evening, I went out with some work colleagues and ended up going to a club with a couple of them. They disappeared and slipped away to head home within an hour, but I stayed out. I noticed a guy constantly looking at me, and we not sure what to make of it. I guess that's probably supposed to be was not sure what to make of it. I went to the bar, ordered a drink, and stood there gazing into the mirrored glass behind the bartender as the dance music blared all around me. I was tipsy, but not drunk. But all of a sudden, the guy I mentioned came and stood next to me and ordered a drink.
Oh.
I noticed him in the mirror, and he looked into the mirror too, locking his eyes on mine. I'm trying to give it the dramatic.
Was his name Don Lemon?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
He said, I work at CNN.
Yes, of course.
My name is Anderson. All right, here we go. By now, I was feeling a little uncomfortable with the situation. I turned to walk away, and he shouted over the music, "Hi!" I looked at him and said hello back and asked him if he knew me. He said no, but he just wanted for me to not get offended, but that he found me attractive.
Ooh.
I was taken aback, but I admired his confidence. That's nice, thanks, I said back to him. He offered me another drink. I agreed, and we started chatting. Within a few minutes, we were laughing and joking like old friends. I asked him why he was looking at me when he came over to me. Well, two reasons really, he said. Firstly,
all right.
I noticed you and fancied you. Fancied?
Where's this guy from?
I don't know. And secondly, I told my friend, who is also gay, and he said you looked cute and dared me to come over and chat to you.
Ooh, look out.
I couldn't believe it, really. But apart from being a little nervous, I felt flattered and more than a little flushed. What man says he feels flushed?
I was blushing.
I was
blushing profusely.
I was flushed. My skin was a flush. Shut up. He took me over to meet his friend, who was in the corner of the club, propped up against a tall table bar area. We exchanged pleasantries, and all three of us were chatting. Then they wanted to dance with me on the dance floor.
Dance with him?
Yes. So we were dancing together in a crowd of men and women for a while, song after song.
Oh, boy.
Then I told them I was tired, and all three of us went and sat down in a more quiet area to chat.
Ooh.
It was during that chat that they asked me whether I would maybe consider going home with them and to have a threesome.
Ooh.
I was too nervous and embarrassed at the time to say yes to them, but they were both definitely what I would now describe as quite cute, clean-shaven, slim, boy band-looking guys.
Boy band?
That's what it says.
They were boy band-looking guys. All right.
Yeah. But instead, I offered to blow them. They agreed immediately, and we left the club together. I'll bet they did. Oh, you'll suck my dick? Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. I got the NSYNC in the car. We found a dark alleyway, and both guys unzipped their jeans.
Both?
They let their jeans drop to their ankles, and both guys had gone commando. I was greeted with the sight of two big rock-hard dicks. One of them was about 8 inches in length. The other, a little smaller but fat.
Ooh, he was short and thick.
Short and thick.
Yeah.
He had girth, as they say.
Yeah.
I dropped to my knees and held their throbbing dicks in each hand, jerking them slowly.
Wow.
Then they both pushed forward to my face, and their dicks met at an angle. In no time, I had 2 dicks in my mouth.
Oh, my.
Sucking them hard while both guys were moaning and grabbing my head and hair as they face fucked me. Within maybe 3 or 4 minutes, they both came. The guy with the fat dick first, pumping his cream into my mouth, followed swiftly by the second guy with the long dick. Streams of semen filled my mouth quickly, and I had to swallow hard to clear my throat.
See, again, this guy is getting off just writing this. He's just like, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I hope he was doing this voice to text because there's no way he had both hands available to type.
Right.
I had to gulp down 3 large mouthfuls. And when
I was happy about that.
And I loved it. And I had to swallow hard to clear my throat. I had to gulp down 3 large mouthfuls. And when finished, I sucked them both dry.
I bet you did.
Then they both kissed me on the lips and disappeared.
They kissed me and disappeared?
Yes.
Okay.
I felt so naughty and dirty.
I bet you did.
But I loved it. So I managed to blow 3 guys in one day and have vaginal sex with my girlfriend.
Oh.
Not bad for a day's work.
Mm-hmm. Gross. Jeez.
First of all, I would be grossed out just at the thought of my dick rubbing against another guy's dick in a girl's mouth. That would be horrendous.
Yeah.
This guy's fucking coming. Just think, if one guy's mid-stroke and the other guy's kind of on a backstroke when he starts coming, then he's coming on your fucking cock. How disgusting is that? And then you're using his cum as your lube.
Well, you wouldn't be disgusted if you were a little more tolerant.
Well, maybe that's true.
Your tolerance level, you're homophobic, man.
Maybe that's true, Neely. You might have caught me in one of my isms. Might have caught me.
Yeah.
Would you like to hear Another one, maybe from a woman's perspective.
Is this another dude sucking dicks?
Well, I've got one called Rebecca.
All right.
Would you like to hear from Rebecca?
Well, let's hope this is a real chick, not some dude who's having fantasies about sucking multiple cocks.
Well, this is a short one, but somehow I'm thinking probably not really, because it's Rebecca, Robecca.
Oh, okay. Well, this is a trans person, probably.
And their description is undercover cross-dresser machinist.
Yeah, well, that doesn't surprise me. So it's just another dude sucking a dick. What is it with dudes wanting to suck a dick?
Well, this one shames even the first one.
Okay.
This one's story is shorter. Rebecca, I did 18 in one night or more than I can remember.
18 in a night.
18 dicks in a night.
Yeah.
I started that day planning on hitting a men's only spa. On Friday late afternoon, known that it will be a lot of horny men coming after work, just looking to get off, and I was looking to pleasure them.
I bet you were.
My first one was with an older man that offered his tool to me, and I proceeded on sucking him. It only took about 5 minutes, and he let go of his cream in my throat. I looked up and saw a group of men around me with their tools out, stroking them. So I proceeded on taking the next closest one to me and started working on him. This went on for the rest of the evening, to take a few breaks to get my booty penetrated.
Ugh.
So I could have some pleasure too. That's Rebecca's story.
So basically he's according to that gal from the Black Eyed Peas is the Lauren, what's her name?
Black Eyed Peas? That's
or from
Lauryn Hill?
Yeah, her. Who's she with?
Not Black Eyed Peas. I don't remember what she's with. I don't remember what she was in.
But this guy's a London Bridge.
Yeah. Well, that's the girl. That's Fergie from Black Eyed Peas.
Yeah, I thought it was
Fergie.
Yeah. So this guy's taking a dick in the mouth and taking a dick in the ass.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Putting them on the spit, as they call it.
So another cum dumpster.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Next one. I'm trying to skip to, these are all dudes.
Yeah, of course they are.
Here's one. Naomi Kersey Brown. I have given more than received. This is a short one. Obviously, provided you're well hydrated and your partner is capable, I don't think there is an upper limit to how many blowjobs you can give in a day.
Well, that's kind of my point. It's like, how do you gauge something like that?
Mm-hmm. The most I've ever given personally over one day and night is probably only 3 or 4. And I'm a fan. And she's a fan. I can't imagine being that enthusiastic about giving any more than that in that time frame. Good point. All right, here we go. Here's another good one. This is Mike Franks. I am a disabled 55-year-old male, and all I do every day is give blowjobs.
Is that what he does? That's what he does. He's a disabled male in a wheelchair. Step right up. Put your cock in my mouth.
Somebody just tumps the chair over to get him on his knees and sucks cock.
I'm a paraplegic. I have no use of my arms or legs, but my mouth still works. So pump it full of semen, will you?
I have been doing it for so long that if I have guys knocking on my door all day long.
Where are all these guys who are having their dicks sucked by other dudes?
Well, here's the real question. Even if it was a hot supermodel, are you going to go chasing her down if she's paraplegic?
No.
Come on. That's like saying, well, I'm Terry Schiavo and I take a lot of dicks.
No, this guy is akin to a guy who would put a cantaloupe in a microwave and cut a hole in it. They just call him Old Cantaloupe Head.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, just suck my dick, will you?
Well, he's the dick sucker.
Apparently so.
Yeah, let's see. The most I have sucked off to completion in one day is, drum roll please, Neeley. I've been waiting all night for this. 47
47 dicks.
in a row.
As many drinks as Chris Aiken would consume in one evening, this guy would consume 47 dicks.
This guy sucked 47 dicks.
Mm-hmm.
Most days, I usually suck between 10 to 20 guys.
Most days.
Most days.
That's his full-time job.
Yeah. The record for most blowjobs done to completion is, any guess?
66.
249.
What?
In 14 hours.
Where did he get 249 guys? Even if it was twice for that. Okay. I don't get that. I mean, remember when Howard Stern used to have the bukkake parties?
Yeah.
And these guys would line up to do this bukkake.
Yep.
I mean, I don't think he got 249 dudes to even blow their load on a chick.
Right.
I mean, some of them had to get in line twice.
Yeah, well, dude, I believe 249 in 14 hours.
I'm sure.
All right, I think that's all we've got for this question.
Yeah, of course, the one question, and it's mostly dudes.
Yeah. Would you like to finish here, or would you like to try one more question?
Let's try one of the questions.
All right, which one would I'll give you 5 choices, you pick one.
All right.
How many loads of semen have you swallowed in a day?
Again, that's going to be another dude thing. Oh, I drank gallons.
Do women enjoy blowjobs?
Well, that's a question to a woman, so I would hope that women would answer that, but keep going.
How old were you when you gave your first blowjob?
That's another dude thing. That's another dude thing. I was 12 and I was always attracted to men.
What were your best blowjob experiences?
Another dude question.
And did anyone give or get a blowjob before they were in high school, or when they were in high school?
Let's go with the one that actually has a woman in the question.
Do women enjoy giving blowjobs?
Yeah, let's go with that.
All right. There are, oh my goodness, there are 87 answers.
and all of them say no, 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 no.
Well, we'll read a few of them and we'll see what we get here.
All right.
Ironically, the lead vocalist of Heart checking in, Ann Wilson.
I'm sure
it's her.
Yeah.
Do women enjoy giving blowjobs? Ann Wilson writes, I didn't think I would. Of course, when I was 11 years old and talking to my best friend, we both agreed that the very idea of having a boy's penis inside us was revolting.
Now, do you think that, well, again, I don't know, but I'm thinking, were you at 11 years old, were you thinking about girls blowing your dick?
I don't think I was quite there yet.
No, I don't think anybody even thought, you know what? At some point, some girl is going to put her mouth on my cock at 11 years old.
I'm not perfect with ages, but I think at 11 years old, that would have been what, about 5th grade, maybe?
Yeah.
4th or 5th grade. I think that's when, you started noticing the one girl in the class that was starting to get the little boobies. And you'd be like, ooh, look at that. That's different than every other one of the girls. Mm-hmm. That was all you thought.
Yeah, but you didn't think,
no.
Some girl's going to put her mouth on my dick.
No. At most,
you didn't even know girls did that shit.
No, at most you were thinking about, I'm going to steal her comb, or I'm going to write her name on my notebook or something.
Exactly.
You weren't thinking about, oh man, I can't wait to fucking stick my cock in that.
No,
you definitely weren't. But she was thinking about it at 11.
Okay, go ahead.
After some sexual experiences with other girls my age, including my best friend, by the time I was 14, I had changed my mind. I kind of seduced a boy my age and eagerly gave up my virginity. A few years later, I myself was seduced He was a much older man who flattered me and piled me with just the right amount and plied me with just the right amount of white wine. The sex was life-changing. He knew my body better than I did.
Ooh.
But he was also a true gentleman and never even so much as hinted that I should touch his penis, much less anything about oral sex. What's wrong with that guy? It took me several weeks. We'd made love probably 10 or 12 times before I got up enough courage and curiosity to touch it. What? So she took his dick, but she wouldn't touch it?
No, she wouldn't put her hand on it. It's like, woo!
Just put it in me, please. Don't make me touch that thing.
Yeah.
I liked it, and as I got more comfortable with how it looked and felt, I eventually wanted to touch it and see it up close. My first surprise was the small amount of slippery fluid that came out when it went from flaccid to erect. It made me giggle like I was touching it and playing with it. Then I got a drop of it on my finger and put it on my tongue. It was okay. He enjoyed my innocent explorations and let me do it at my own pace. So, of course, a week or so after that, when I saw the fluid, I licked the tip of his penis.
Ooh.
I was shocked at myself. I loved the feel of it on my tongue, so much so that I licked it all over and then put my mouth over the tip. I loved that even more. So I asked him to teach me how to give a blowjob. Here's the funny thing. Get ready for laughs, Neeley.
All right.
I knew about semen from health class, but during all the weeks we'd been making love, I'd never actually seen it. I knew that when he ejaculated, it was going to end up in my mouth, and I knew that other girls swallowed semen, but also that some girls thought it was revolting and nauseous.
Yeah, make hay.
Yeah, exactly. So here's what he told me. If I was worried about it, the best thing to do was for me to get his penis as far back into my mouth as I was comfortable with and not to think about it too much. He said I would have plenty of saliva in my mouth and that if I just quickly swallowed, I may not even notice the taste. Boy, this guy had a game plan, didn't he?
He was just pumping it straight down her throat.
He was like, God damn it. I am tired of waiting for you to fucking take a nut in your mouth.
Right.
He was like, oh, yeah, it's great. You just fucking put it in the back. So with some other suggestions he offered, I got busy. He had great ejaculatory control. As I was working away, I got more and more aroused myself. I loved everything about it. One of his suggestions was that from time to time, I look up and lock eyes with him. That was amazing. The wonderful look of love and appreciation he gave me made me so proud of myself. She was proud of herself.
Proud.
Dick. He was very verbal during it, telling me how good it felt for him. I could easily tell by his expressions when he was getting close that he got me even more excited and motivated. Honestly and truthfully, I wanted it. I was truly thinking of his semen as my reward for a mission well done. I was ready for it. I was eager for it. And just like he said, when the moment arrived, it was pure instinct. I swallowed and it felt so good.
Ow.
Even more wonderful was that as soon as I pulled my mouth away, he nudged me up and gave me a deep, warm, appreciative kiss. I don't like bad language, but the intensity of all the sensations and emotions overwhelmed me, and I asked him, Was I a good little cocksucker? Has any girl ever asked you that?
No, of
Come on.
course not.
There were so many things about the whole experience that were surprising and even shocking. How much I loved doing it. Shock. How proud I felt when he responded using that word and told me that, yes, I was a good little cocksucker.
Oh boy,
Shock.
that sounds like a dude writing this.
It might be.
It's another dude situation.
But the biggest shock of all was a sudden realization. If he asked me to have sex with a friend of his, I would have refused and most likely broken up with him. However, if he asked me to perform fellatio on a friend of his, I would not only have done it eagerly, but I would have wanted him to watch me do it. Huge colossal shock. Later, after my hubby and I had been married a couple of years, we got involved with another married couple. Mostly it was soft swap and foreplay, and then switching back to our husbands for intercourse. Joan and I were having lunch one Saturday, and I raised the issue of maybe doing blowjobs on each other's husbands. She was all for it, Joan. Oh, God. Keep going, Joan. Come on, Joan. Suck it. Jesus Christ. My hubby had told me he liked watching Chuck and I kiss and touching each other. So I asked him if he would like to watch me give Chuck a blowjob.
Good old Chuck.
Oh, Chuck. Our policy about everything we do is one of enthusiastic agreement. Just saying yes is not enough. He was enthusiastic about watching me do it. That's it.
Ugh.
What a story.
Harlequin has nothing on these writers.
That's what, dude, it goes on forever.
Yeah.
Forever.
It's almost like these people use this as a confessional.
They did that. It seems like it's kind of like Wikipedia. They think they have information or, or they're testing out something for a book or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Would you like to hear from an author?
Sure. Let's hear from an author. Let's hear from a professional writer.
Right, well, here we go. Jacqueline George, author of How to Make Wild, Passionate Love to Your Man. So apparently this could be a woman blowing her man. Apparently.
Definitely hope.
I hope so. Okay, I'm going to take this question seriously because oral sex is a wonderful thing. Women love cocks, but, and this is important, only when they are excited enough to want proper sex. The rest of the time, they don't think about them, don't want to know about them, and they certainly don't want pictures of them turning up unsolicited on their smartphone. Okay, so far, this one sounds like the first normal human being we've read from. But when the blood is up, things change. Then women enjoy exploring. They want to hold the cock of their choice, play with it, and put it in their mouth. That's natural and enjoyable for both sides.
All right.
Now the difficult bit, making him come through oral sex.
Is that difficult?
I can tell you one guy it's not difficult with. It's the guy reading.
Right.
I love getting blown. A male orgasm is a crescendo of sensations, leading to a volcanic climax if things are done right. And giving your man a climax with your skillful mouth is the most intense sensation he gets. Sure, coming in your pussy or elsewhere is good, but the creme de la creme is when you have used all of your art and experience to make him come by mouth. Get it right, and it will be the most fantastic gift you give him. If you don't believe me, ask him. I know what he will say. Unfortunately, many women find the idea of cum in their mouths repellent. There's no real reason for that. Gays don't have a problem with it. They never leave a blowjob incomplete. Even the hungriest male only comes a teaspoonful or so, and it does not taste totally revolting. I sympathize with partners of women like this. It is very, very disappointing for a lover to bring him to his climax and at the very last minute, take it out of her mouth and point it at the ceiling. Now that I agree with. At that very moment, she could be chewing and sucking and drawing out a climax as far as she can. You could say women like that do not enjoy giving blowjobs, and that is really stupid. If you have a lover like that, share this answer with her and have her write to me if she's brave enough. So there you go.
Wow. Exciting.
So there we go. The Quora question of the week.
Well, there you are. You mine gold.
Yeah, I think I found something that I think we do need a bumper for this. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so too. It's the Quora question of the week.
Yeah. Wheezy, get busy.
Yeah, exactly.
Quora question of the week. I think we could do something with this.
Yeah,
because these are just, these are random. You could do searches for anything.
I'm sure you can.
You know, like we could do a search for can your landlord evict you? And I'm sure we'll find crazy stories about that. I'll do some research. I'll put together some questions for the next time we do the Quora question of the week.
Very good. Well, I think a good way to end this would be play some Wasp.
All right.
I think On Your Knees would be very appropriate.
I think that probably fits.
Right. Well, here's Wasp exclusively here
on your Classic Metal Show.